Okay, so we're going to start off in the kitchen by making the chili. Now, this chili is by no means going to win you any awards. It's going to be pretty quick, but no less it's going to be very tasty. So what you're going to do is heat up a 12-inch cast iron skillet on a medium heat, throw some olive oil in and let the pan heat up for 3 to 5 minutes. Once the pan is sufficiently heated, throw in a large white onion and dice it up into pretty fine little cubes, and then all we're going to do is fry the onions for the next 3 to 5 minutes until they get nice and translucent and fragrant. Stir every once in a while. Once you have the onions cooked, it's time to add in our ground beef. So I have 1.5 pounds of ground chuck here, and I'm just going to throw it in my cast iron skillet and break it up with my wooden spatula until it's really fine. You don't want any really long strands of ground beef. And then we're just going to fry the ground beef until it's cooked all the way through. 5 to 7 minutes. You should know what cooked ground beef looks like, right? Like it's brown all the way through. Pretty self-explanatory. Once the ground beef is cooked, it's time to add in some garlic. So I'm going to add in 3 cloves of freshly crushed garlic. Don't forget to scrape the mincer off so you get all of that extra garlic, and then stir the garlic in and let it cook in the frying pan for about a minute. Doesn't take garlic that long to cook. Once the garlic's in, it's time to add in a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. Just scoop it all in, and then what I'll do is mix the tomato paste in and mix it thoroughly until it's combined with the ground beef and the onions. I typically will let it cook just untouched for 2 to 3 minutes. It allows the tomato paste to caramelize a little bit, gives it a little bit of extra flavor. After that's been all mixed in and cooked, it's time to add in a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes and then a cup of beef stock. Homemade is better, but if you just have to use the box stuff, so be it. Next in is a tablespoon or so of Worcester sauce, and then I'm just going to mix all these together until they're thoroughly combined, and then it's time to start adding in our spices, starting off with 2 tablespoons of ancho chili powder. You can use regular chili powder if that's all you have. Then 2 tablespoons of ground cumin. After that, we're going to add in a tablespoon of dried oregano. Then we're going to add in a tablespoon of smoked paprika. Come on, Will, hurry it up there with the paprika. Next in is a tablespoon of white granulated sugar to cut down on the acidity of the tomatoes. Throw in a good pinch of kosher salt, like a teaspoon or so. And then last but not least, some freshly ground black pepper. Just add in as much as you want. Mix in all of the spices until they're thoroughly combined with the sauce, and then it's really straightforward from here. We're going to let this simmer. So all I'm going to do is keep the burner on a medium-low heat and let this simmer for the next 1.5 hours or so until it thickens up, like this. Oh my God, look at how gorgeous that is. It's nice and thick. It smells amazing. I'm just going to give it a few stirs here so you can see the consistency. This was not a hard chili, like I said. It's pretty quick, pretty easy. It won't win you any awards, but my God, is this ever smell good. And this is way better than canned chili. So all we're going to do is let this cool down for 5 to 10 minutes, and I'm going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's head into the other room. So here's another shot of the chili. Look at how beautiful that is. I love how this came together. It's going to be great. So let's start assembling this Frito pie. We're going to need a 9-inch pie plate like the glass one I have here, and then we're going to need some Fritos. I got the barbecue flavor ones. I don't know if that's the original or not. I'm not a Frito purveyor. So what we're going to do first is throw down a small layer of the chili just to hold the Fritos in place. So spread a little bit of chili down, and then we're going to dump in our Fritos. Now I used like 2 cups of Fritos. You can just eyeball it here. Pour in enough so that you have a really nice thick layer of Fritos, and spread them all out. Make sure that they're all over the pie plate, and then it's time to add on some cheese. Now I'm using shredded old cheddar. Use whatever cheese you like. I think Monterey Jack would taste really good in this, or you could even be bold and use sliced American cheese if you want, really whatever you want. But then after you lay your cheese down, you're going to throw down another thick layer of your chili. Make sure it covers all of the cheese. Look at this, it is coming together nicely. Make sure you get the chili all the way to the edges of the pie plate. Give it one final spread out so that it's nice and covered on top. Set aside your cast iron pan here, and let's bring this front and center. Look at this. You know what? We're almost done, but we're going to add a little bit more cheese on top. So get some more of that shredded cheddar you have, or whatever cheese you were using, and throw a final layer on top. Now what we're going to do is stick this in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit and just bake it for about 10 to 12 minutes just to let the cheese melt in between the layers, and it's going to come out looking something like that. Oh boy, we got ourselves a Frito pie here, and let me tell you how amazing it smells. So let's just get in and dig in. I am excited to try this. So I'm gonna get myself a nice big scoop here. You know what, a couple of scoops. I better get a lot here. I think I'm gonna polish off a good amount, and there's your Frito pie. Now, before we get into it, I'm also going to throw some sour cream on. I think some sour cream will just, you know, make this taste way better. So put a nice dollop of sour cream on. You know what, maybe a second little dollop as well. And then last but not least, I'm going to throw some green onions on top just for a little contrast. And I love the taste of green onions, so sprinkle them on, and it's time to go in for our taste test. I am excited. This was super easy to make. Look at how gorgeous that is. And I think I've said it a couple times now in the video, it smells amazing. Oh man, I am excited to bite into this. And speaking of which, let's stop beating around the bush and let's get in and taste test this. So I'll get a nice big spoonful here, make sure I've got the Fritos, everything in it, and wow, with the first bite, just wow, is this good. It is so rich and just amazing tasting. The Fritos are awesome. They're crunchy, and the melted cheese and the chili. This is so damn good. You should give this a try at home if you've never made it before. This was my first time ever making it, and it came together super easy. It is super idiot proof. So give it a try. But anyways, that is the end of the episode. I hope you like what you saw here today. If you did, why don't you drop me a comment, like the video, or even subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching Idiot Proof Cooking, and we'll see you again soon.